We're going live right now. Let's see if we did it. All right, it didn't do anything. Usually it says trying to reconnect. Hey everybody, it's Ted with the Ted Show, episode 37. Happy Thursday. A couple of things. Thank you guys so much for all of the happy birthday wishes. I haven't responded to everybody yet, but I do appreciate it. Let me know if you guys can hear us and if we are actually connected. I had that happen once where we were not, and I still haven't refilmed that show. Vic Colazzo's on. Hey, Vic. So bear with us. Let me know if you can hear us. We're in a quiet room again, and I may start to go to that. Hey, Joe, what's up, buddy? Can you hear us? You're in. Joe says I'm in. I love it. So thank you again for all the birthday wishes. It's been awesome. Appreciate you guys so much supporting the show. We had a great show yesterday, and we're going to have a great show today. My guest is Heissam Jebailey, or Heissam, I'm in Jebailey. You can hear, hold on, who just said that? Yes, you can hear. Oh, thanks for joining us, Noah. Heissam Jebailey. So he was actually kind of a celebrity. Maybe you still are. I mean, I'm one in my own mind. New background. Yeah, Anna, we're in a quiet room today, so we're just kind of figuring stuff out. We have people coming in. Oh, look, I've got all these. We've got groupies here right now that are going to ask for our autographs. Please sit. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Christy. This is Heissam, by the way. But Heissam and I met because I wanted to get connected with whatever he was doing on the networking scene, and he'll talk about that. But at first, I had to push Sam, our mutual friend Samantha. You probably don't know this, and I didn't want to tell you before the show so you could look surprised. Samantha said, Ted, he says he's pretty busy. Like he didn't want to meet with me at first. And not in a bad way. He probably was super busy.
I was dying to meet with you.
No, I don't think
you
didn't know me. But he came up to the club and has always been gracious. Hey Tracy. Hey Jason. How you doing? So that's how he was gracious enough to come up to the club. I wanted to learn more about networking, and we had some crowdfunding projects going on. I think that's what we were talking about. I used to own, I still partly own a crowdfunding company. And it's amazing, but that's why we were working on projects, and I wanted to get out there in front of you and all of your people. So that's how we met.
And I'm glad we met. It's been great ever since.
Dan Ashby says my guest looks very far from me. Well, that's because I have a giant head, Dan. So we're going to try to move. Come close like you mean it. And hey, Mary. So that's how we met. So tell me a little bit about you. We want to get to your when you were 22 story, and I want to hear all about the networking and what you do and all the amazing things you do in our community. But give us a little bit of background about you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, first of all.
Absolutely.
Second of all, before I tell you about me, I have to let the world know. And if you guys agree with what I'm about to tell you, then please like and share this live video on the TED Show. I've known Ted for many, many years, and I know thousands of people locally and around the world. But to this day, I do not know a single person in this world that drinks as much wine as Ted Jebailey and looks as incredible as this guy does. If you agree, like and share.
I love you for that so much. That's
like
awesome.
And share if you agree.
It's because alcohol preserves your organs, and since the skin is the biggest organ, that's what you got. So thank you for that. It's true.
Absolutely. But you know, both my parents are Lebanese. They were born in Lebanon, and they've been married for now 46 years, so congrats to them.
Oh, that's
got back on a cruise, and I'll be seeing them after this. I was actually born in Canada. I've lived there since I was 5. My parents had 4 kids. Born in Canada. We moved here in 1982, so we've been in Orlando for over 30 years. And
you were a baby.
A baby, yeah. And none of us were citizens for the longest time. We all just became American citizens last year, and it took 10 years, 10 long, hard years to get there. So we all voted for the first time.
Oh, how cool!
A lot of people don't
awesome
realize, how hard it is if you're not born in the U.S. You know, you automatically get your citizenship, but people from out of the world and out of the country, it's really, really difficult. So we're lucky.
That's all of you got it?
All of us.
All at the same time?
Around the same time.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. Isn't that awesome that you can study and now you're a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
You don't have dual citizenship.
I do, actually.
Oh, you did? You kept your Canadian
and American.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
so you came here. Your parents came here. How did you? Are they business owners or?
Yes.
Okay, so that tell us a little bit about
yeah,
that.
My mom's a wonderful housewife and a wonderful mom. She raised and took care of 4 kids, and still to this day, between 35 and 44 years old, and she's texting me right now, blowing up my phone, checking up on me.
I love that.
And everybody else too. So
That's
Mom,
awesome.
I know you're watching. I love you. Dad, I love you too. Welcome back. My sister's actually in Dubai. My older brother, my little brother live 5 minutes. I'm in Dr. Phillips now. What can I say? I've been here for over 30 years. I went to grade school, high school, college, come from a really big family. 16 Jebaileys graduated from Bishop Moore High School.
Oh, is that where you graduated from?
Right,
Awesome.
And my father's a business owner. He actually still to this day, 35 years now, he sells attraction tickets to all the major theme parks in Central
How
Florida.
cool is that? Still does that.
Still does that.
Wow.
And he owns real estate and retail spaces as well.
So that's where you got your drive to be an
Definitely
entrepreneur.
from my dad, yeah. I mean, he came here with nothing, and now he's definitely something, and he's got a lot of wonderful people that love him and care for him, including myself, and none of us would be here without him and my mom. That's no question about it.
So did everybody in the family have that same entrepreneurial spirit?
Every single one. So my brother's a business owner, my little brother's a business owner, my sister's one of the top fitness instructors of all of Dubai. So
Wow.
she has her own business as
Fitness,
well.
is that exercise?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Blasphemy.
We're going to get you there one day.
Blasphemy.
We're going to get you there one day.
Yes, Mary Abrams said I have to look at you, and it's only because I'm looking between here, the camera, and that, Mary. So bear with me today. And thanks for the comments on the jacket. Appreciate it. So tell us then. But you actually owned. First, you started with the Central Florida Future once you graduated,
Right,
correct?
3 days
so
after
tell
I
them about that.
graduated.
That's the UCF newspaper.
Yes, or was the UCF.
Was the
newspaper.
UCF? Go
I'll
Knights, because
tell
I'm
you
a
about
Knight as well.
Go Knights all the way.
Hey, Kat.
Basically, I graduated in 2000 with an ad PR degree. And then a few days later, the school newspaper was looking for someone to oversee all the operations. And it was also the company, Frank Stansberry, if you're watching, thank you.
Hi, Frank.
My teacher actually got me in with the company that not only gave me my first job, but also sponsored me to become an American citizen 10 years
Oh,
later.
that's cool.
So I worked my butt off for the first year to prove myself, and it ended up turning out that the owner of the paper, because it was an independent for-profit publication, wanted to get out of the business. So he approached me, and one of the guys that I work with, my business partner, Brian Linden, who's still my business partner today and other things, he asked us if we wanted to buy it. 22, 23 years old, took 3 months to beg my father to borrow money to purchase this thing.
Well, thank God Dad has the entrepreneurial spirit, because
Definitely.
that's awesome.
So we begged my dad, he gave us the money, and we owned and operated it for 10 years. We sold it to Gannett. So we did really well, and we did really well for the university. During that 10-year period, we became the #1 newspaper in the United States. We also raised thousands of dollars for students because we gave them jobs over those 10 years.
Well, let's talk about that, because that's one of the things in your bio that I found, well, many things I found interesting. So you gave back, you gave scholarships. Were your parents super involved as well in the community, and that's where you learned not just the entrepreneurial part, but the community give back part? Because that's saying something. You didn't get
Sure.
you bought the paper at such a young age,
Right.
So you have to have that instilled, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, I think my business partner and I, well, for sure, my father and my mom and their father and their mothers, they were all hard workers. We don't know any other way. In the Lebanese background, you work hard and you sleep. You work hard, you sleep. You work hard, you sleep. Now that we're all older, we're doing okay. Now we're having fun and still working hard.
Sure.
We're never going to get out of that. As far as the giving back, I just think that if you're doing well and you're healthy, I don't think I would be here today if I wasn't giving back to the community. And I think it comes twofold. You give back to the community and good things always come back to you.
Agreed.
If you're always honest and upfront and you do everything by the book, which my whole family always has, okay? You can never research anything negative about our family in the business world, okay? And so because of that, I think we're all doing okay. And the longer we do okay, the longer we want to keep giving back to the community.
And part of, I want to talk about what happened to you at 22, but really quick on the community service part.
Sure.
You having that as part of your business plan has been incredibly helpful. We talk about planting seeds a lot
Sure.
on the show, and I think that doing that in the community, helping, and you do a lot. It's not just the UCF thing. I mean, you've branched out, Base Camp, Black and White, all of that, and you're super involved in every one of your networking events has some sort of philanthropic,
involved. Absolutely.
which is amazing. I want to talk about that one.
Sure.
But let's talk about the 22 because we're still kind of in your early days.
Yeah.
So tell them what happened to you when you were 22.
Sure. We have a lot of mutual friends. A lot of people can relate because I know some of my friends. Victor Colazo, I hope you feel better. I love you, man. One of the reasons why I'm here is because of you too. So, and I know Vic and a lot of people can relate as well. But like I said, growing up, my family was wonderful, you know, and I always try to do the right thing. But I was a self-induced worrier and stressor. I stressed and worried about the most unbelievable, stupidest things, you know? And today I don't stress and worry as much. I think we all do. It's very hard to not do that. Great. But I think the more we can try not to, the better off we'll be. But 6 months after I graduated from UCF, I myself was working 78 hours a week. I wasn't drinking water. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was over 200 pounds. And I wasn't even thinking because I just wanted to work hard and prove myself. Right. One day I woke up, had an awesome day. At night I started feeling sick. 3 hours after that I collapsed in the RVD Sportsplex. I woke up with 105-degree fever. Wow. Anything over 104, you can die instantly. I don't know what was going on, but my friends at the time rushed me to the hospital. They took a x-ray and one of my lungs was filled with water. Here's what's crazy, and looking back I regret not doing more about it, but I'm here today and I'm grateful. But they sent me home on a Z-Pack, and so for 5 days, for the first time in my life, I missed work and I missed the extra schoolwork that I was trying to achieve. And I was in ICU, intensive care unit, for an entire month. I went through multiple oral surgeries, multiple MRIs, multiple CAT scans. It got to the point where the doctor said, Heissam, this is the last oral surgery we can perform on you, and if this doesn't work, I hate to break it to you, but you're not going to live to see the next day. Wow. And that's no joke, okay? So everybody left the room, the priest came in, said a prayer, and at that point I'm laying on my deathbed and I'm praying to God, and I remember like it was yesterday, I said, God, if you can please help me get out of this hospital alive, I promise you I will never stress and worry as much as I can again. I'm going to put together and host the most unbelievable events that this world has ever seen, so I can bring people together and show them the time of their life, because as you know, with all the crazy things going on, and some people have health issues, you never know when life is going to end. Right. And I think that's where the events, and that's where the business acumen, and that's where the giving back stems back. My hospital incident. My parents flew in 2 doctors from Los Angeles. They performed a miracle surgery. I'm never going to be the same as I was when I was 22, but let's just say they cut me open from the back and removed all the problems that were there. Wow. And ever since then, I changed my lifestyle. You notice I don't drink much, and it has to do with that. So people always wonder why I don't drink, and that's probably why. Because if I did drink, I probably wouldn't be here. I definitely don't smoke, and I never have, never will, or I wouldn't be here. So I live a healthy lifestyle, and yeah, I'm going to be 40 this year. And
look at that
I'm
great
just
skin.
Blessed and grateful that I'm still here at 40. I'm going to have a 40th birthday. I rented out 5 venues for all of you. I'm expecting at least 1,000 of you to come out and celebrate November 22nd. But that hospital incident is really why today I do all the things I do. Plain and simple.
So you reflect on that. That actually was a motivator, because a lot of people go through a hard time and then they make the promise, they make their pact with God or whomever they're making their pact with, and then they actually don't change.
Right.
You did. And that's a young age to have to deal with that and make that kind of mature change in your life.
Sure. And then the reason why Black and White Weekend has gotten so big is because we support base camp kids with cancer. The only difference between me on my deathbed at 22 and those kids is they're 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 17 years old, right. And they've got it a lot worse than us, right? And I just want to give back to them because I can relate to them. So I put on a big event and networking events, and I have a wonderful committee. If any of you committee members are watching, I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you. We put on the largest Black and White Weekend for charity and wellness in the world. We want to bring hundreds of people together, and we do. We show them the time of their life, and at the same time, they're giving back to base camp. Terry, Cindy, you know them very well.
I was just on the phone with Terry and Cindy.
I know they're watching. I love you girls. I can't wait for next year, the 9th annual Black and White Weekend.
And Rachel's on. So I was just on the phone with Rachel because of the board meeting. Clay Dudley says, two of the great guys of Orlando. You too, Clay. We love
Thanks,
you.
Clay.
Britannia Davidson. Hi, Britannia. She's sitting in labor and delivery watching us.
Oh, nice.
She's about to have her son Hudson, her first baby.
Congrats. We're
Congrats. That's awesome. And there's other comments down here, but I think that's so motivating. And so, but you took it and you put it into your business and to your community work. So once you were done with the paper, or maybe at the same time, you had yogurt shops, right? So talk about that, because Menchie's, right?
Yes.
I loved those.
So, and this will be a great learning experience for a lot of other people too. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. 3 days after we sold the newspaper, my business partner and I are always try to repeat the past, right? So we spent 6 months to a year researching this Menchie's frozen yogurt concept, thinking that we could duplicate our success from the paper. Well, I'm here to tell you, we owned it for 3 years. The first 6 months was awesome because there were no yogurt shops. 3 years later, there were hundreds of yogurt shops, right? And we had one location, and we ended up building a second. And I'm not going to say it was a mistake, because it was a great learning experience, but we ended up not doing as well as we hoped, so we ended up selling it and just moving on with our lives onto the next project.
But it taught you that no matter how much hard work and you do, there can be things that you can't control, and that it doesn't always work out. But there's a path, which is sort of what it puts you down. So tell them, because honestly, and I'm sorry, I've got a little technical difficulty here. So tell me a little bit about the networking, because honestly, that's where I think a lot of people really do know you from. It's not UCF or the paper. It's not Menchie's. It's your networking events. So how did you come up with that concept?
Right. Just to backtrack a little bit, guys, when it comes to business, you got to trust your gut instincts. So there was things that if I could go back in time, I wish I listened to my gut. So if your gut in business or in a relationship tells you not to do something, just listen to your gut and don't do it. Now on to the networking. So Black and White Weekend was envisioned on my deathbed at 22. And it took me 8 years after that. When I turned 30, I created what was called at the time a Black and White Party. And it was a just small get-together for family and friends to thank them for supporting me over the years and for helping me stay alive to this day because of what happened to me. And we had like 50 people. We had 3 booked hotel rooms. There was no charity involved. But it was a success. And now we're going to be celebrating our 9th annual Black and White Weekend, where collectively now we bring close to 800 people, 150 people book a hotel room and stay the entire weekend and have a great time. And we've raised over $55,000 for base camp just at the event alone. The networking events are a spin-off of Black and White Weekend. So I took the Black and White Weekend concept, and on a Tuesday night, just 6 times a year, we bring together on average 150 to 200 people, all ages and all work backgrounds, to come and network and socialize, build their business, and make new friendships. A lot of our mutual friends have come from those events.
100%. I mean, I think a lot of us know each other because of those events. Because at the time, there was one other person who was doing similar events, but you really took it to the next level, and then began to incorporate people who wanted to showcase their services or their businesses, and so you allowed them to have their vendor tables. And then people got used to that, and then you started to bring in the charity part to it. So you really were bringing all the best of everything that is networking into one place.
In high school and college, I was friends with everybody, and what's unique about our events is, again, anyone is welcome, whether you're 21 years old or 100 years old, whether you're employed or you're rich, or you're looking for a job or you have a job and you want to get the word out. That's what Orlando Networking Event is all about. That's what Black and White Weekend is all about, And again, I'm grateful to be here. I can't believe we're on the TED show.
I know, right? We got all these comments. People are like, you got to look at Heissam. I'm like, I see him. I got to look there and make sure you guys don't miss any of your... Jacqueline, she wants to know how she can sign up for the networking event. So we're going to give the URL at the end, but you can give it now.
Absolutely. OrlandoNetworkingEvent.com and BlackandWhiteWeekend.com. Those are the 2 websites you need to know. You guys are all welcome to come. Come see what it's all about.
I mean, and they're awesome because it's different every month, and the focus is a little bit different, and you have them at different venues.
Yes.
Which is because I get bored of going to the same venue over and over again. And I think that was some of the problem too before you came onto the scene, that we were all going to the same place over and over again each month, and you really changed that up and actually added. It used to be that they were very meat markety.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Totally networking events where you go, I'm like, I'm married, and everybody's 12.
That was
going
back
to
in
this.
the day. I think they've evolved.
They have evolved, but at the time you brought them on. it wasn't like that.
And I think keep in mind that was 6 years ago. We're in our mid-20s, early 30s, like yourself. And now we're in our late 30s, early 40s, like yourself.
Yeah, you're kind.
And so I think the mentality has changed. People are getting older. They're more focused on their businesses. They're more focused with their families. Yes. And they're really trying to branch out and brand themselves like I'm in.
So we want to talk about that, but before I move off to that,
sure.
On the networking, how can people be more impactful or effective in their networking? Because that's the number one complaint. I went to a networking event and I didn't get anything from it. But it's really not about the event. It's what you do at the event and what you do after the event. Can you talk
So I've got great advice, guys. So aside from my own networking events, I love to support all networking events. Every networking event I go to, my goal is to meet at least 10 people and get 10 business cards. The second I get home, I email every single person that I met and I thank them for taking the time to speak with me. I tell them what I do for a living and all the things that I can do to help them, and if there's something that they specifically do that could help me, we go from there. And then out of those 10 people, I try to individually meet with 2 to 3 people that I think we could have a mutually beneficial relationship. For me, because I also represent the Coca-Cola Orlando Eye, and I sell all their event spaces, and I do the networking events in Black and White Weekend. My target demographic is anyone and everybody. You can also talk to the event host, whether it's myself or someone else that does networking events. And if you're looking for someone specifically, reach out to them, because I know they'll love to help you. If you're looking for a doctor or a lawyer or someone to detail your car even, or a plumber to fix your sink, I mean, the options are endless. The more people you meet, the more access you have to those things.
But I think the follow-up, what you said, is the key.
The follow-up is huge.
Because everybody takes their business cards home, and then they throw them in a pile, and then I'm going to get to those, I'm going to get to those. And then they run into the same people at the next event, and they don't follow up again. And I think that's where that's where the problem comes in. It's not the event itself, it's the follow-up.
Absolutely. So it really is the person. And even in business, like, you're successful, I'm doing okay, and every single one of our viewers do wonderful, okay? Because they're all good leaders in their own selves. The one reason why I think businesses fail is the leadership isn't as strong as it should be, and they're not listening to the market, and they're not evolving, and they're not working their butt off every single day. Because what you do and what I do and what all the viewers do and what you lovely ladies do, thanks for joining us, do on a daily basis, right? You have to work hard constantly, every single day. It never stops. I'm trying to simplify my life, and the more I try to simplify it, I got more events, I got more event spaces, I got more tours. I'm working on it, though.
So talk to them about I'm In,
Sure.
because that's big. That's what people know you, and you've really started that from the beginning. Like, when you first said I'm in, I'm like, oh God, he's trying this thing out. And I didn't know, but it was a great idea, because branding's so important. One of the reasons why I started the show was so people would know what I do other than drink wine at the Citrus Club every day. So I wanted them to know I actually work.
Yep.
But I'm In is branding.
Yes.
And you took it and you've put it on everything. So how did you come up with that concept?
All right, before I say that, let me talk about you. So when I first met you, you were the Citrus Club guy. Right?
Right.
That's how everyone knew you.
That's
this
true.
Business guy, awesome guy, great guy to know. He's got his corner table with his champagne or his bottle of wine, and he meets with wonderful people in the community. That's how people knew you. And the first thing I told you when I walked into this room is I got to give you credit for the TED Show, because now people are going to associate you with the TED Show, and it's reaching new heights.
Agreed.
Right? Reaching new heights.
We're gonna beat Gert Garman today. She doesn't know it yet. But
yeah, Gert's got the record. Hi, Gert.
She's got the record.
Gert
Hey,
and I
Gert.
go way back too.
Love her.
But I'm In. The way it started is really simple. So being in the event business for 15 years, I got to a point where it really starts back to my best friend, who I've known for 30 plus years. We're so close. We used to do everything together, go to all events together, do a lot of fun things. We're still best friends to this day. But in February of 2012, so this is now 5 years that I'm In's been going, and it will probably go until the day I die. That's just the way it is, right? Every time I would ask him to do something, he would, and he knows, Alex Mesdak, if you're watching, I love you, man. Because of you, this is how this whole thing started. But every day I would call him to do something, he'd be like, well, man, I don't know, and maybe I can. And one day I just snapped and said, Alex, you know what? And I was at my parents' house at the time, exiting the door on the phone. I said, Alex, listen, I'm going to make it simple to you going forward. From now on, anytime I ask you to do something, you either say I'm in or you're not. It's no in between. This light bulb, Ted, went off in my head. Yeah. Every single social media outlet, Facebook, Twitter, Foursquare, Google+, Instagram, Snapchat, has I'm in on it. Every time I talk, I say I'm in. Every now and then I'll wear the shirt, I'm in. People from all over the world will send me pictures they see at the airport or they see at a nightclub that says I'm in, they send it to me. I want every single person on the planet to come to my events, and when they see the event on Facebook, all I want them to say is I'm in. And no hard feelings if you can't come. But there is no maybes with me and with my committee and with the charities and with the community. You're either in or you're not, and that's how I'm in. Got as big as it did.
But you took it. It's so awesome because you really did take a simple phrase and made it your brand. That is you. I don't care what you're doing. And that's the great thing too. It's universal. So it doesn't matter what business you're in or what you're working on, a project. I'm in is such an easy thing to say and to put in people's minds. So if you say I'm in Central Florida, people immediately think of you.
And that's the whole point.
Which is
think of me, and if you don't think of me, that's okay, but think of I'm in events, and think about the wonderful things we're doing to the community, and think about all the fun things. I mean, we've had over 5,000 people come to our events in Black and White Weekend over the year, but think of the hundreds of thousands of people that don't know about TED Show yet, and the hundreds of thousands of people that still don't know about I'm in events.
Correct.
My long-term goal is to get every single person to know what I'm in is all about. And also, guys, for all your businesses out there, come up with something. Not the TED Show, not I'm in, that's taken, but come up with something so when people think about you, they think about that brand and slogan, and that'll be associated with you going forward, and that's going to take your business to the next level, at least one of the ways.
So we're past 25 minutes.
Unbelievable.
So let's leave them with some things because we didn't get to cover half the things that we
and covered a lot, though.
We did, but we could cover so much more. So
Absolutely.
Vic says, do or do not. There is no try, Yoda.
There you go.
I love it. Hey, Vic. Give me the orange sports coat. You can have it. I'm sure it's too big for you, Royce, by the way. But yeah, let's leave them with some parting things, some things that you want to let them know. You can give them URLs. We can always have you back.
Sure.
But I think you did impart a lot of great wisdom and shared a lot of great things with them.
Yeah, I hope everyone got to know me a little bit more. You know, the hardest thing in my position is I know so many wonderful people, especially everyone watching, and it's really impossible for me to meet with everyone on an individual basis. But I hope one day I will have the time to do that because so many of you have supported me over the years and come to the events and supported my committee, and it just stinks that all I can do for the most part is say hi and bye. But I love you guys and appreciate you guys. And we have a bunch of events coming up on October 26th. We're doing an IBA Success Series with my friend Jennifer Young with IBA Success Magazine to teach people about branding and social media.
That's awesome.
Would love to have you there. December 5th is the next Orlando networking event. November 22nd, I turned 40 years old. I want every single person to be there to celebrate. I'm so grateful I'm still here at 40 years old.
Amen.
One day I'll get as old as Ted.
God, no.
Hopefully not anytime
Yoda's
soon.
as old as I am, I think.
And really, tickets go on sale for Black and White Weekend on Saturday at noon at November 11. You're going to start seeing a lot of stuff for Black and White Weekend. Remember, it's intended for your family, your friends, to get away for the weekend and have the absolute time of your life and give back to the community. So at the end, we'll go ahead and share all the websites so you can start reserving for all these events. And I'd love to see you all there. And Ted, I can't believe the time went by so fast.
It goes fast, man. Thank you for coming on.
I'm
really
in. Are you, Ted? Thank you so much,
man.
man.
On the TED Show. We love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. We'll share the video. I'll give the URLs at the end, and we will be in great shape. Thanks for all the comments. We had a lot of people. Roy Reed, thank you for joining us. Kat Barker's on there too. So many great people. We love you. Thanks for watching the TED Show. Tomorrow I have Christina Felix on. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and she's my first guest, and she'll talk about her story, but you definitely want to tune in for that. Love you guys. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
See you guys. Thank you.